Now I'm going to show everyone how to use our Dresden tool and our Fat Cats tool. The Dresden tool, you can cut shapes from 8 inches to 1 inch. What I've done here is cut a 6.5 inch strip, and I'm going to be cutting 6.5 inch Dresdens. I've already cut off the left side of the selvage edge that I'm going to discard, and I've cut along the right side and cut a 6.5 inch Dresden. To continue cutting, I'm going to flip the tool, cut, flip the tool, cut. Continue flipping the tool and cutting until you reach the end of the strip. I can do the same thing with my Fat Cats tool, but I can go from 1 inch all the way up to 12 inches for the Fat Cats. But I'm going to use the same 6.5 inch strip. I can cut, put the flat edge of my tool at the top of my strip and the 6.5 inch line at the bottom. I'm going to cut both sides of the tool, and I have a Fat Cat's wedge. I can flip this and continue cutting all the way to the end of the strip. But one of the other things that's kind of fun to do with the Fat Cats tool is to make a fat top and a fatter bottom. So what I've done is move down to the 2 inch line that I'm now putting at the bottom of my strip and the 8.5 inch line at the top of my strip. And you can see that I still have that same angle that I can just continue flipping my tool. I'll cut that, and you can see how you have a fatter Dresden or Fat Cat shape than you did with placing the small edge at the top. And I'll show you what fun things you can make. But before I do that, I want to show you how to make that kind of petal shape that everyone's familiar with the Dresden. So I have my Dresden. What I've done is I will fold the cut piece in half like that, and then I'm going to stitch 1/4 inch along that top edge like I've done here. I've folded it in half and stitched 1/4 inch. Then I'm going to take that point, push it around, and put it right side out. So now you have that really pretty Dresden petal shape. Over here we have some Dresdens already sewn together, and typically your Dresden is going to be sewn in a circle. You're going to sew all of your petals or your Dresden shape into a circle, and then you'll finish that off with another circle that covers that center. And you can finish them off by just stitching them down. You can, this one's stitched further away from that petal edge. You can stitch them closer to the petal edge. You can applique them on to another piece. Lots of ways to attach your Dresden to your background. This one has large petals of Dresden shapes and a smaller one with a large circle here. And we've made a beautiful tabletop or placemat. You can see we've done a reversible. We've got a full length Dresden shape and a really pretty center. So lots of things you can do with that Dresden. And over here we have the namesake for our Fat Cats tool. And this one was cut with a wider top and then the wider bottom. Rickrack to use for his tail, his whiskers, and little prairie points to use for his ears. This particular piece is almost like a scrappy Thousand Pyramids, but using the Fat Cat shape. And then this one is another table topper that we've used, making the Fat Cat into the Dresden petal and sewn them into a circle and then covered that centerpiece with our circle.